107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B.
I'm Shaila, midday air personality for 107.5 WBLS. Y'all give it up for BLS. Making it possible for you to be here tonight to experience a brother that we know as the Phoenix. And that Phoenix is rising once again, isn't he? That's right, lucid and true to the game, am I right? And I still believe we have a lot more to learn from this brother's tree of life. Am I right? Then y'all give it up, make him feel real good. New York, give it up for Lyfe Jennings! Come on up, lover, lover. Hi, babe.
I gotta chase you for a kid.
Yes, you have to chase me. Because I'm a young thing, right, ladies? We like to be chased. All right, ooh, I don't know if this chair can hold me. Feeling like kind of wobbly. You'll catch me, right? You'll catch me, Lyfe?
Of course I'm gonna catch you.
All right. Oh, I see he come up here representing. How about those Brooklyn Nets?
How about them? There you go.
How about those New York Knicks? Yeah! Whoa! All right, shouts to the Knicks. They home resting. They home resting for a nice long, great season next year. But Lyfe is in the building, and he's got something new for us. We're going to get into that tonight. Not only that, what we're going to do, we're going to start out by telling you where this brother's name came from. How'd you choose Lyfe?
Oh, it kind of shows
Or why?
me, you know, when I was incarcerated, you know, the first time, you know, a lot of the guys was like, everything that you sing about is about life, so you should just name yourself Lyfe. And some of those dudes was kind of aggressive, so I went on and followed their lead.
Yeah, exactly. I was getting ready to say, you ain't want to say anything against what they were saying.
Feathers, you know?
Right, so you adopted the name, and now it seems to fit because everything that we hear come from you has affected somebody's life at some point in time, and that's why so many people connect with you through your music. So tell us where you began. Now I can tell you that me and this brother, he's like my open mic baby. We started many, many years ago doing an open mic at the Soul Cafe.
AKA Boo. That's what.
My soon-to-be boo, yeah. Or my ex-boo. We'll get to the exes in a minute.
Oh, my God.
But the open mic, we did maybe about, 12 years ago, 13? And this brother used to lug his guitar into the open mic every Sunday, trying to win our $300. We used to give away $300 for 3 minutes. And he used to come in every Sunday and take our money. This is how he bought this beautiful outfit tonight, thanks to the open mic. But take us
Thank you.
back to that struggle, Lyfe, and tell us what it was like back then for those, because there's some people out here who are still pursuing music careers. Tell them how you started.
Well, I actually think in retrospect it was one of the greatest moments of my life, you know, because just being around people who wanted the same thing as you want. So sometimes when you didn't feel like getting up that day or jumping on that train, coming 2-3 hours to get to this thing, these people were motivating you. They like, hey, we got to go do this. We trying to do this. So now when I look back upon that stuff fondly, and every time I see one of those cats, I took a lot of them out on a road with me and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's all about camaraderie because you can't do anything by yourself.
That's right. And the wonderful thing about it is now that he has made it, there are 2 brothers that travel with him, that he took with him from the open mic, those hopping around from club to club. They're now singing background for Lyfe. So give him a round of applause.
Right?
Where's
One of them, T-Rex.
T-Rex and Jay Nice.
Jay Nice.
You know, but that speaks to who you are, and that is the kind of person that you are. You will reach back, you'll pull forward, and in doing all of that, you'll share your experience through your music. So tell us how now you've come this far. Tree of Life now tells of your life's experiences. Where are we now in life?
I think right now we definitely better than we was like a last album. I've just come to the realization, and I've said this before to you, that everything is my fault. No matter what happened in my life, I think I'm indirectly or directly responsible for it. I think that we spend so much time blaming other people when we could use that time to heal our own wounds. I mean, you might say, well, okay, well, I couldn't have caused this, I couldn't have caused that, but the physical is created by the mental. So every thought that you have, every word out your mouth is like it's a prayer. So all of these words that I was speaking that I might have thought I was saying in fun, like, man, I can't stand this, I can't stand that, why is she doing this? But I focused on those things, so God took it as he wants more of these things. So I'm better now because I take better care of my mind and I take better care of what comes out of my mouth. Yeah.
Speaking of which, oh, go ahead. I'm so glad that you said that, because there is a socially conscious piece that you were telling me about. Tell them the story about Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah, this is a true story too. I was just, sleep, and Marvin Gaye came to me in a dream, like real talk, like, hey, what's up? Like Marvin Gaye, right? I'm like, damn, Marvin, what's up? And he just like, I got a song for you. And he like, I gotta hurry up. Like he was just going fast, trying to sing me this melody. And when I woke up, I had this melody in my head, like in some words in my head. And so I actually wrote a song, but it's called People.
Tell them a little bit about the lyrics. Tell them the lyrics, because you were spitting the lyrics to me today.
Let me give them a little bit of lyrics. Y'all want to hear a little bit of lyrics?
You want to hear?
Let me just do a little. It says, Mr. Marvin Gaye came to me just last night in a dream. Said he had a song for me he never released that he would like for me to sing. And when I woke up this morning, there was a melody in my head. Heard someone and forget it. I grabbed a pen and paper by the bed. Hummed it a couple of times till the words started making sense. Jotted down a couple of lines. I think it went a little something like this. He said, people, times are changing. And he said, people, stop your complaining. Oh, people, you gotta give something to get something. People, stop playing around before you wind up with nothing. And have more than what you show. Speak less than what you know. If you ain't got nothing good to say, then keep your damn mouth closed. Be a man of your word. See it through to the end. If God can't trust you with the small things, he'll never trust you with the big. Remember, hurt people wanna hurt people. And church people are sometimes the worst people. And cursed people are always the first people. Know your worth, people, to get what you deserve. People, times change.
Yeah, see, I wanted you to hear that. And your 3 minutes is up.
It's up.
But you know what? Over the years, and it's been a minute since we spoke, you are a dad now of how many?
100. No. No, I like to say I got 7 kids. I actually have 4 children, but I have 3 baby mamas. So I still like to say that I have 7 kids. Eat it,
That's
digest
right.
it.
That's true. Whatever. Yeah, right. You have to feed them too. But
Exactly.
So finish this phrase for me. A father is
there.
Are you there?
I am absolutely 100% there.
And tell other brothers why they need to be there.
Well, I think that children's mental are shaped by the first 2 people in their life that they trust, which is their mother and their father. So if one of those counterparts are not there, then they have to go outside of that unit to go find out which direction to go. But the only thing about that is usually people outside that unit, they don't really have a connection to that unit, so they don't really care nothing about that unit. They gonna lead them in direction that's more beneficial for them, you know?
Now, with that said, finish this phrase. Pretty is.
What pretty does.
Explain. Or should we go to the music for that one?
You want to go to a little of that music?
Yes, I'd love for them to hear it. Are we ready? Can we throw in a little pretty is? But tell us how you came up with the concept and where exactly did this song come to you?
Well, I just noticed that it is a stripper epidemic going on out here, not unlike Ebola. The only thing is it don't kill you as fast as Ebola does, but yet. and a lot of people was like, oh my God, another stripper song, you know. But Usher had put out a song, and Usher said, I don't mind, you can go to the club and stay out all night and all that stuff, and I mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you coming home at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning smelling like wet naps. I'm sorry that.
Wet naps? Wait a minute. Tell me something about the strip club. What they doing with wet naps?
Okay. Well, actually, I'm a strip club allergist.
Sorry.
So
am I the only one?
What goes on?
I don't know. Really?
No. You know, exotic dancers can't take showers every dance or whatever. So in order to keep their, physical hygiene up, they just really grab the wet naps, the baby wipes, and just.
Is that right? Y'all knew that? She ain't know. Don't be acting like I ain't the only one who didn't know.
I think you were. I think you were though. I don't know exactly.
Okay, so okay, wet naps. All right.
Yeah.
So pretty is not wet naps. No. All right? Are we ready? Let's take a listen to this because this is awfully uncomfortable. Now, you know what I find that throughout the years, your music has been empowering to women. And when we heard of the reason why you were arrested or whatever, how it came to be incarceration the second time, there were so many different stories that people heard. Can you just make it clear to them exactly what happened?
Well, that's what I'm still wondering. Right?
Yeah, because a lot of people have heard so many different things, and me knowing you personally, I know, I have such a problem with what I'm hearing, so that's why I want to give you this forum, so you can be clear and clear the air.
Right. Well, I don't usually talk about my business. That's why I didn't, address it way before now. But, like for me, my kids are very important to me. And like basically, I know this is my first time ever even addressing it. And after this, I'm not going to even address it no more. But a lot of people say that I was convicted of some domestic violence and all this stuff like that. I mean, the media is going to say all kind of things, but if you look at my transcripts, I ain't never been charged with hitting a woman or pushing a woman or even breathing on a woman hard, And I think one of the main reasons is because a woman don't pose no threat to me.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, if you threatening my space and I feel threatened by you, I got to provide for my children, so it's important for me to protect my space. But up until this point, sitting on this stage right now, that has never happened. The lady had kept my kids away from me for a little while, and I tried to work it out like an amicable way, but it didn't. So I just had to blow down on the house and bang on the door like I want to see my kids, And then after I thought about it, I thought in my mind, I said, well, damn, I am banging on this door right here, and if my kids wake up, I think that they're going to be afraid, and I don't want them to be afraid, so I left, and then the police got behind me when I was leaving, and I just didn't want to stop. Don't ask me why, shit, I just didn't.
Well, in that moment.
Right, I'm in that moment, and so next thing I know, I got about 50 cars behind me. I keep a burner on me, like just period. That's just me. Like, so then next thing I know, I look up, and my tire is sitting in my lap. I didn't hit a tree, and they in the car. They, they got, the guns that I had on me, and and they asked me did I apologize, as far as for what happened. And I think by being a role model, at some point you have some responsibility. But I also got a responsibility to me too. And I know that might sound kind of shallow, but I'm Lyfe Jennings, but I'm also Chester Jennings too. So sometimes Chester Jennings is gonna make mistakes that Lyfe Jennings can't clean up.
Right.
Sometimes Chester Jennings gonna have that burner because he wanna protect himself. Sometimes Chester Jennings gonna drink too much alcohol. Sometimes Chester Jennings gonna say the wrong thing. But Lyfe Jennings would never be Lyfe Jennings if it wasn't for the trials and tribulations that Chester Jennings had went through. All right?
And thank you, and I appreciate you clearing the air, because I know from what you just said just now, I heard about 30 different versions, and I wanted it to come from your mouth. And so for brothers who are, and from that point to now, what have you learned, and what can you advise them to do or not to do?
Well, first and foremost, don't be banging on folks' doors late at night. Keep your hands to yourself. No, but I think, man, I'm really aggressive. I know I always seem calm, but I'm a really aggressive dude, man, and I pop off like real quick. It's like, all right, cool. Well, I used to be like that, but now I just learned that this ain't gonna last forever. This emotion that I have right now is something temporary, you know. So now I've learned to just wait it out. And that's really some trill advice. Can I cuss? Shit.
Well, we're streaming live.
I only want to say shit.
Maybe. You done said it like 3 times.
Shit. I mean, sorry. Sorry. No, but that's some trill stuff right there, man. If you feeling a certain kind of way, all you got to do is wait it out. If you got to lock yourself in the bathroom, all you have to do is wait it out. Because something I read that was just so powerful to me is don't do something permanent for a temporary thing. You know? I'm gonna say that one more time because that was powerful to me. Do not do something permanent for a temporary thing, man. So you just gotta find yourself a space, a quiet space, and just wait it out. I guarantee you 100%. By the time you come back, you're gonna be feeling different about that thing, man.
Definitely, and you will react differently as well.
And you ain't gonna have 50 police cars behind you driving down the street.
Not at all, not at all.
Right.
But you know what? Something else you said to me earlier today really stayed with me. And it taught me once again that I'm not alone. I talk about this on the air all the time, that sometimes somebody can be in your heart, but they can't be in your life. And today we were talking about exes. And while you were talking, I'm just sitting there saying, gosh, is somebody else that feels the same way? Tell us about the inspiration behind this next song that we're going to hear, which is called I Love You. Because we were talking about exes, and his ex actually inspired the song. Am I telling too much?
Nope. No, but you know, I think that everybody has that one person in their life that, you know, they wish things would have worked out with. You know, and it's so crazy because even though you feel like that and you're with your husband or you're with your wife, you can't share that with them. You know, you can't expect them to understand because they've been giving you so much of themselves, and then to know that a part of you is still with somebody else. But it happens. And this song was just about that feeling in my moment, yeah.
And being able to share it with the rest of us.
Being able to share it.
It's good therapy.
Y'all, and that's another thing that I tell people all the time. This is my therapy. My writing, y'all listening to it, that is my therapy. So I tell everybody, thank you. They tell me thank you, I say thank you back. They say thank you again, I say it right back, and we just be there for like 30 more minutes going back and forth.
You know, it works both ways, because from reading some of these questions that people have to ask you, it seems like your music has been therapy for them too, and helped them to get through some rough spots. So now let's all go through some rough spots. Thinking about that ex with I Love You from the Tree of Life album. It's Lyfe Jennings. Now tell us, Who did you channel for that again? Was it Ben Vereen or was it earlier?
Yeah,
I did the big introduction that I did here today, and I said, "And who am I talking about?" He says, "Ben Vereen." Not that he can. Can you dance?
When I'm drunk, yes. I'm a shit when I'm drunk.
So, I Love You, another cut off of the new album, Tree of Life, and it drops June 23rd.
June 23rd, right?
That's right. And quite a few of you have been following Lyfe for quite some time, and what we've asked you to do is fill out a form if you have a question for Lyfe. So we're going to ask a couple of questions from the audience, and one comes from Jersey City. Bernard, where are you? There you go. Bernard says, I want you to know and that you've changed my life. He said, I'm an ex-con, and I've been home for 10 years, and I have my life together now because of your first album. Is it first album? I have my CDL, and I drive trucks. Thank you, the big guy that was outside when you came in. So what do you have to say to Bernard?
Well, first of all, I want to applaud the brother, man. Definitely want to applaud the brother. And I think secondly, I want to say I don't think that I necessarily changed your life. I think that your willingness to change your life changed your life. You know, a funny thing happened. They say that if you jump, the net will appear. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you made a good jump, brother, man, and I appreciate you associating me with that, you know?
Absolutely. And Tony Proctor? Tony, hey Tony. You know, we talked a little earlier about Lyfe dragging his guitar in every Sunday, and he told me an interesting story about his guitar and how, well, you tell the story. That same guitar that you used to come in and play every Sunday.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
I mean, that was actually the guitar that I had all of those years in prison. The guitar name is Nicole. I got my prison number etched into it, and I haven't changed the strings on the guitar in 20 years, so every single thing that was written or played on that guitar is still in that guitar and them strings, man.
And Tony's question is about your guitar. He wants to know, is it your favorite instrument to play? Is it the only instrument you play?
It's not the only instrument. I also play a little keyboard, some bass, and drums. But yes, it's definitely my favorite instrument.
And did you teach yourself, he wants to know?
I like to say God taught me, but I was a good student, so, you know.
Yes, indeed. I think we all are good students. And he says, who's your greatest inspiration?
My greatest inspiration are my kids, you know. Like, they drive me in ways unbelievable. Like, I had to drive 12 hours one time, and I had been up for like a day and a half without sleep. But I took my son's picture out of my wallet and set it in my lap. And it was just like I didn't even get tired because I knew he was in the back seat. And, you know, I'm responsible for that.
Oh,
you know?
What a blessing.
Yeah.
All right. And Crystal Hodges, I don't know if we answered your question. Your question was, how did you get your start in the industry? Well, I can tell you, you won Apollo like 8 times. How many times?
5
25?
times.
5 times, and it started. Tell them how you got into the industry, though.
Well, I was actually incarcerated. This show how God worked, too. I'm going to give all testimonies to y'all today.
Hallelujah.
I was incarcerated, and you're not even supposed to make tapes from prison, but I had a relationship with the warden. You know, I did a lot of stuff for him musically, and so he allowed me to make a tape. So I sent the tape to the Apollo, right? And just the guy, Mr. Sutton, he told me, he said he didn't even know he had the tape. He said he had a wall full of VHSs. Some of y'all young cats, VHSs are big tapes that you put into, right? So he said he had a wall. He was behind on submissions. He said, so they told him, yo, you got to get some submissions. We got shows coming up. You got to do something. So he said he just blindly reached up in the wall and grabbed a tape. And when he pulled it out, it was my tape, right? He said he didn't know it was me. He didn't know I was in prison or anything. He said he put the tape in and he listened to the tape, and he started calling people in the office like, yo, am I saying, you know, what I think I'm saying? And they was like, cool. Then when they looked at the thing, It was Lyfe Jennings. And so he wrote me a handwritten letter. You know, they usually send out just corporate letters like, hey, we want you to appear. Handwritten letter like, yo, brother, we really digging you down here, this, that, and the third. And if you getting out by this date, then we want you to come perform on the Apollo. And it just so happened I was getting out right before that date. So I got out and, you know.
Was that Chuck Sutton?
Huh?
It was Chuck?
It wasn't Chuck, it was his son.
Junior then.
Yeah, Junior's
wow.
the young Sutton. Right?
What a blessing. And 5 times. And then after you appeared on the Apollo 5 times, what record label approached you?
Well, let me back up just a little bit.
All right. Well, I thought we only had until. Okay.
Well, so listen, what happened, real briefly, when I come to the Apollo, I had just got out of prison, and the lady that was running the Apollo, she was like, Lyfe, you should be proud of yourself. You got down here, you're doing something, you're starting off doing good with your life, but don't worry about winning tonight, because this is violin player here tonight, and that guy is terrific. I said, okay, first time I go win. The second time, she said, Lyfe, you got a win under your belt. You should be proud. You got something to show your mom and all of them. She was like, but don't worry about winning tonight, because it's this singer here tonight, and everybody loves him. So I won the second night. The third and the fourth night, she did the exact same thing. But the fifth night came, and I'm about ready to go on stage, and then I overheard her in the corner telling some girl, you are beautiful, you are great, but it's this guy, Lyfe Jennings. Right. And so, you know, I did a couple label things. I got a couple offers. Sony was one of the ones that gave me the best offer, so that's where I went.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
I guess Tasha from Manhattan wants to know what inspired you to name the album Tree of Life? What inspired you to give the album that name, Tree of Life?
I just feel like that we are so much on material things and money and all that stuff, as if this stuff makes up our life. And I really feel like that our Tree of Life is our personal space, the people that are around us, you know? And so that's what made me, hence you see the tree is all people, you know? And that's the Tree of Life, the people around you, your family. You know?
Very, very good answer. Good answer. Family Feud. And Diane McKenzie, where do you get your inspiration to write your music? Besides, I guess, Diane, where are you? I guess besides relationships, because he explained that, where else do you go to be inspired? Or what songs, I guess we could ask, what songs that you've written wasn't inspired by a relationship with your ex?
Right, okay. Okay, Cup. I actually, everything inspired me. I could see two birds that just happen to bump in each other in the air and don't fall out the sky. And then I say, hey, that's a song. You can have a bad relationship, and that don't mean that you got to fall down. You know what I'm saying? But I think mostly I just listen good. Like when people talk, I'm one of them cats, I'm really listening. And I'm going to ask you questions like, how'd you do this and how'd you do that? So I guess my inspiration comes from ear hustling.
Ear hustling. There you go. That's a new one. And finally, Margaret L. Hodges of Jackson, New Jersey. That's a long way. You drove a long way. Where you at, Margaret?
Jackson.
Margaret, Jackson down there by Great Adventure.
Yeah, ma.
What's your favorite city to be in, U.S. and abroad? And she says, I heart you. So I guess I'm going to get that to you so you can frame that.
My favorite city to come to?
I guess maybe to perform in.
Jackson, New Jersey.
Go ahead, girl. See?
Now, I don't know. I just get love everywhere, man. Like, I don't know what it like. I don't have like one place that every time I go is just always the best experience. Just right. The people being there to appreciate the music. That's wherever I'm at is the best place.
Well, I guess you would have a soft spot in your heart for New York because you came from Ohio, and you were living here. Now, where were you living when you first came down here? Because did you get an apartment and you have it like that? You had guap like that to come down, plopping on an apartment?
I was homeless when I first came down.
Tell them the story, brother. That's what I wanted to get to, because I remember you saying that to us when you used to come to the open mic. You would tell us. So tell them about that.
It was a complicated time in my life. I probably could have got a job and all of that stuff, but I knew this is what I wanted to do, and I was willing to struggle. So a lawyer friend that I had, she let me stay in her basement some nights, you know. And actually, when I was coming doing the open mics, it was so serious that if I didn't win the open mic, then I wasn't gonna eat that day. You know what I'm saying? That's really where it was at for me. And then, you know, again, just by the grace of God, a couple months after I got there, you know, from doing Apollo, I got a deal with Sony. I told them my situation, and they just rushed me a little bit of the money so I could get me a little apartment with a whole bunch of mice running around in it, but it was mine. And I never forget that. The first Christmas that I had in my own spot, I had this itty bitty tree, man. I swear the tree was about that big, right? Lights already on it. All you had to do was plug that baby in. It was like an instant tree. Wasn't no gifts under that tree that year. Wasn't no furniture in the house. All it was a mattress in the other room. But I looked around and was like, man, I'm so blessed because this is mine right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's right. And I am so proud of you. I'm so glad we got to, because I was wondering how am I going to get to this story, because I want him to go back and tell how it really was when he got here. And I'm so glad that you cleared the air on a lot of things today. I'm glad you gave us your testimony, and hopefully it has touched somebody's heart here today, and hopefully changed a couple of lives via WBLS.com. So please give it up for this brother for sharing his testimony. Now, since you are in New York and you've got Nicole, is this Nicole or is this somebody else?
No, this is not Nicole.
This is not
this
Nicole.
Is
You're
actually,
cheating. You're guitar cheating.
This is actually an exotic dancer from Harlem. She is very, I don't know who brought this guitar right here.
Oh, this is not yours?
Nah, this is not mine, but I'll play it though.
But yeah, you're supposed to play it. I just said, well, let's give her a name. What she look like to you? Since you get inspired by everything, right? Well, what's her name?
She got a shape on her though. Look, she's slim.
What we gonna name her, Lyfe?
Flo? Like the insurance salesman commercial? Flo. I ain't mad at Flo.
All right. So
Flo say your money.
There you go. So why don't we pick up Flo, and you can feel on her, and perhaps make some of these people out here feel real good.
Boy, oh boy.
He's going to play a little bit for us.
Sure.
And then we'll come back with more. Y'all give it up, please. Lyfe Jennings.
Check. Can I get this mic up just a little bit? Yeah. Me and Flo.
Yeah. Not cheating on Nicole already.
I need a woman though. Flo ain't bad. Soft skin. Don't talk that much. Check. Is this mic gonna come through here? I mean, is the guitar gonna come through?
Turn the preamp up. What is that?
Anything? Check.
The preamp. Where's that? You got it?
There we go. Check. So this song right here, it's about love. It's actually called Talking About Love. And people always say you looking for love, but a lot of times you done already found that love. You just was concentrated on something else, I guess. Alright? Go like this. You say you just spent your whole life searching for something you didn't ever find. What if I I told you you found it 1,000 times, but it didn't look quite like the picture you've drawn in your mind. So when it came along, you missed it every time. See, sometimes love comes in disguise. You won't see it if you're only trying to see it with your eyes. If you start using your heart, you'll realize it's been right there all the time. I'm talking about love. Don't always come with the Red Bull. Love don't always yell out, here I go. Love don't need your approval to be beautiful, to be beautiful. Love don't come with the warning. Love 1 second and you fall in love. Parachute won't open, unpredictable. What you waiting for? Love, love. That's some of love, man. You know? True story. Let me give y'all a little piece of something else. It's kind of like the same, almost the same music, because I was writing these two joints at the same time. And it's like just about sometime how, you know, women, you'll find a man and he could be perfect for you, but at the same time he still has a lot of growing to do. So you must open up the prolific cage and let that dude go do his thing, because you know he gonna find his way back. And it go like this. She said, go ahead, get it over with. No sense committing to me when you're still looking for some peace, some joy, something to fill this void in you. You just promise, don't forget we're homies. And when it all comes crashing down, you can come back to me. I'll be right here waiting. And when it all comes crashing down, I'll be right for you, holding it down for you. He's just nodded his head and walked away, 'cause he knew it was true, every word he said. So he went exploring all his wildest fantasies and found out with no doubt it didn't make him happy when it all came crashing down. He was right for her, holding it down for her when it all came crashing down. She was around for me, holding it down for me when it all came crashing down, 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 down. Yeah, you don't never know when you really need that woman until you need her. Until then, I don't need you. You can leave. You can get your stuff and you can leave.
Oh, how many men in here can clap to that and know that they have at least one in their life that they let get away? Am I right? Look at them. They'd be the last one to Y'all be the last one to admit it.
Hey, this brother pulled his hat down. He was like, oh, God. He started rocking and everything. Like, boy, this boy.
But I think it's been said here tonight many and many a times that you have been an inspiration to many. Your music has been therapy to so many, and it's evident because they came out for you tonight. And I'm hoping what you will do in turn is, let me just tell you a little bit about this brother too. We were talking earlier about the open mic, where he started. And he was like, how come you don't do it anymore? And I said, well, you know, we can't find a venue who's willing to pay the money for the cash prize. We give away $300 for 3 minutes. And he said, you find the venue, I'll pay the prize. Because that's the kind of dude that he is. He wants to continue to reach back and pull forward and make sure that there are others who have that forum so that they can get to where he is. So I commend you, and I love you. Can't say it enough. And make sure y'all get that album, Tree of Life, June 23rd. And will you come back when the album drops, and then we'll do like a Lyfe, Flo, Nicole, bring whoever you want to the party.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Any final parting words for your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut?
My baby mama from Connecticut.
You got one of them, one or two? How many of the?
How many I have?
No, how many from Connecticut?
Oh, just one, dang.
Just one, just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking, okay.
Just one.
So
She ain't here.
she might be. Because
No,
she's trying to check that check. She checking for that check. No, but
I ain't gonna downplay her. She a great lady. She is a great lady. She takes great care of my daughter, you know, so I can't be that mad at her. That mad. But
that man.
that, right.
Well, you can't because she's one of your children. Remember? You got 7 children.
I love all my kids.
So your parting words for WBLS.com as well as those who are right here with us.
Actually, it's 2 things, if I could. Number one, that I just hope that if you're going through something in your life, man, and you can look at my life and see that there's still hope for you to do, no matter how tall, how short, how young, how old, how dark, how light, like no matter what it is, you can look at my life, and I've been through some hell of a circumstances. You realize 12 years in prison the first time, came home, was a super success, lost it all when I went back to prison for another 2 years, came home and was fully restored, and probably gonna mess up again before it's over.
Well, hopefully, but not go back to jail.
No, not go back. No, ain't no more jail. No, ain't no more high-speed chases, none of that stuff.
Good.
You know,
No banging on people's doors.
All right.
Stay away from those doors.
So what I want to so, you know, I said all that to say, man, that no matter where you are in your life, then your blessing is just around the corner, but you got to turn that corner. You know what I'm saying? You have to turn that corner. And number 2, again, like I always do, I just want to tell y'all thank you, man, because y'all my therapy. You know, y'all enable me to take care of my family and be able to tell my messed up stories and be able to get some advice from y'all. You know what your advice, I know you don't talk to me every day, but your advice to me is when you support a song, because you're saying I've been through that thing too. And I think it's so important for all of us just to know that we're not going through this alone. I ain't the only one crazy sometime. I ain't the only one having 50 police cars behind me. Or maybe just that one thing, but the rest of it, man, we all a part of this thing, man. We all family. We all part of the tree of life, man. All right?
Lyfe Jennings. Once again, Tree of Life, June 23rd. Give it up one more time.
Thank you.
And we're going to have to get you a new hat, one that says New York Knicks. But I